What if the most enduring love stories are not the ones confirmed by headlines, but the ones that refuse to disappear, no matter how much time tries to erase them? This is the story of Dishon. Not a rumor, not a scandal, not a contract, but a quiet, stubborn love story that lives in glances, laughter, and moments too real to be scripted. A love story that never dies. Right now, right before the next revelation, is your chance to stay connected. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another powerful story, another shocking twist, or another unforgettable journey. Before the fame became thunderous, before expectations hardened into walls, there was something soft, something playful, something unmistakably human. Dylan Wong and Shinyu did not arrive on screens as stars. They arrived as two young souls colliding at the exact right moment, carrying nervous smiles and unpolished dreams. And when the cameras began to roll, something unexpected happened. The screen did not just light up, it breathed. Their chemistry was not loud. It did not scream for attention. It whispered. It teased. It lingered. It lived in the seconds between lines, in the way Dylan would forget himself and laugh too hard, in the way Shinyu's eyes would curve into crescents when she teased him back. These were not rehearsed reactions. These were instincts. Watch closely and you see it. The way Dylan leans in when Shinyu speaks, as if the rest of the world has briefly gone quiet. The way Shinyu rolls her eyes, pretending to be annoyed, but never stepping away. The way their laughter overlaps, messy and unfiltered, like two people who forget there is an audience watching. The funny moments came easily. Too easily. Dylan's exaggerated sulking when Shinyu teased him. Shinyu's mock seriousness when Dylan acted dramatic. The accidental touches that lasted half a second too long. The playful bickering that never carried sharp edges. It felt less like acting and more like two people sharing a private language, one that did not need subtitles. And then there were the quiet moments. The ones fans replay again and again, not because they are explosive, but because they are gentle. Dylan instinctively stepping aside to let Shinyu walk first. Shinyu glancing back to make sure he is still there. The comfortable silence that settles between them like a shared breath. Time passed. Projects ended. Paths widened. The industry did what it always does. It separated, redirected, distracted. New co-stars arrived. New narratives were written. And yet, Dishon refused to fade.
Why?
Because real connections do not vanish just because the camera stops rolling. They evolve. They hide. They soften. They become memories that still smile back at you. Every reunion moment, every accidental mention, every shared space reignited the same familiar energy. Not louder, not desperate, just present. Fans noticed how nothing ever felt awkward between them. No forced distance. No visible discomfort. Just warmth. Like two people who once shared something meaningful and still respect what it was. The cute moments never stopped either. The shy smiles when their names were mentioned together. The laughter that came too quickly. The way Dylan's expressions softened when Shinyu was near. The way Shinyu remained relaxed, unguarded, as if she did not need armor around him. This is why Dishon endures. Not because of declarations or confirmations, but because of consistency. Because their energy never shifted into indifference. Because even in absence, there was never erasure. A love story that never dies does not demand proof. It survives in memory, in emotion, in the collective heartbeat of those who witnessed it. Dishon lives in the moments that felt real when everything else felt staged. In the laughter that did not need editing. In the comfort that could not be faked. Maybe love does not always end with a wedding or a public confession. Maybe sometimes love exists as a chapter that changes you forever, even if it does not continue in the same form. And maybe that is why Dishon feels eternal. Because it represents a version of love that is pure, playful, and untouched by outcome. So when fans smile at old clips, when they laugh at the silly moments, when they sigh at the quiet ones, they are not chasing nostalgia. They are recognizing truth. A love story that never dies is not the one that stays the same. It is the one that leaves a mark so deep that time cannot undo it. And Dishon, in all its cute, funny, unspoken beauty, has done exactly that. And yet the story does not end where most stories fade. It lingers. It waits. It breathes quietly in the background of every new chapter they write apart. Because Dishon was never just about one era. It was about timing. About two people meeting before the world taught them how to hide. As years passed, fame reshaped their lives. Responsibilities multiplied. Schedules tightened. The innocence of their early days became a rare luxury. But something curious remained untouched. Whenever their names were spoken in the same sentence, there was a pause, a softness, a knowing smile that arrived before words could stop it. Why does the laughter still sound the same? Why does the comfort still feel intact? Why does the energy never feel like something that belonged to the past? Perhaps because some connections are not meant to be loudly claimed. They're meant to be quietly carried. In unseen moments, away from flashing cameras and viral clips, there is the possibility of memory doing its quiet work, of shared jokes that never needed retelling, of moments that shaped them before fame demanded reinvention, of a time when success was still a dream and not a weight. The funny moments fans treasure were not accidental. They were the byproduct of trust. Dylan's playful bravado melting into boyish embarrassment around Shunyu's gentle teasing always landing because she knew exactly where to aim. Their humor was not performative. It was intimate, familiar, the kind that only exists when two people feel safe being ridiculous together. And safety is not something easily replaced. Even as the industry pushed them forward, something about Dishon stayed suspended in time. Not frozen, but preserved. Like a melody that plays softly in the background of a life, resurfacing when least expected. Fans sensed it, not because they wanted a fantasy, but because they recognized sincerity. They saw how Dishon never needed to try, how their moments felt unscripted even within scripted worlds, how their smiles reached their eyes, how their silences never felt empty. This is why Dishon does not feel like a rumor. It feels like a memory shared by millions, a memory of youth, of beginnings, of laughter before caution, of affection before fear. And maybe that is the most powerful kind of love story. One that does not demand continuation to prove its worth. One that lives on because it already fulfilled its purpose. To teach two people what connection feels like. To show an audience that chemistry is not manufactured, it is recognized. To remind us that some stories are not meant to be concluded, only remembered. Dishon is not about what happened next. It is about what happened once, so vividly, so sincerely, that it could never be erased. A love story that never dies does not need an ending. It only needs a beginning strong enough to echo forever. And somewhere, in laughter remembered, in glances replayed, in moments that still make hearts flutter, Dishon continues. Quietly, endlessly, unforgotten.